Welcome to another conversation off the clock. Hi, I'm Carmina Constantino Torres, and this is Casey After Hours.
We have a weakling of a president. He's not like his father. Are they allowed to vote? Because in the impeachment proceedings, there should be physical presence. We were good friends. I was the one who prodded him to run. Binakuran ni Bongo si Presidente. I wasn't able to have access to him. Hindi 6,000 lang yung pinatay. 30,000. If Sarah wins, it's because of her troll farm.
Ano ba itong dramang nasasaksihan? Ang cast of characters, hindi mga artista, kundi mga politiko na tila ginagawang entablado ang mga sagradong institusyon ng gobyerno. Silang niluklok sa pwesto, kailan kaya nila pipiliing protektahan tayong pinangakuan ng serbisyo? Pinangakuang uunahin ang bayan at hindi ang paggamit ng posisyon para proteksyonan ang kaalyado o ang sarili. When will this end? How will it end? Kwentuhang bayan muna tayo with veteran journalist Mon Tulfo. Veteran journalist Mon Tulfo here in the podcast. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Carmina.
Alam mo, maraming when I said that I want to have Mon Tulfo in the podcast, my team actually said, di ba nakakatakot? Pupunta siya dito. But I said, you've known me since I was a little girl.
Yes, this little.
But
When you were running around with your...
Ano ba? No. Pero ang sinasabi ko sa kanila, isa ka sa pinakamabait na kilala ko. So,
you should know.
Yeah, so hindi na sila takot sa'yo. But anyway, itong mga nangyayari sa bayan, in the long time that you have been a chronicler of the affairs of the state, ngayon nyo lang po ba nakita na ganito kagulo?
Yes. It's a comedy in the Senate. Magulo din yung presidente natin. He doesn't know what he's doing. Wala.
I mean, you and I know...
It's chaos.
You and I know the inner workings, right? Na wala naman nangyayari dyan sa Senado or sa House of Representatives na hindi alam ng Pangulo. Right? So having said that...
Remember that the House of Representatives and the Senate are just an extension of Malacanang.
Exactly.
The executive.
So with what we're seeing right now, do you think that this is a manifestation of the kind of leadership that we are getting from the palace?
Definitely. We have a weakling of a president. He's not like his father. He's entirely different.
What makes
the father
him
was a bit strong-willed. He was born in luxury, and he never experienced how it is to be down there. He was born with a silver spoon, so he doesn't know how it feels to be poor.
But we've had several presidents who were born with a silver spoon in their mouths, but hindi naman natin nakita na ganito kagulo.
Like who?
Yeah, former President Noynoy Aquino, for example. Even former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. But the cabinet was quite intact, yeah? Hindi naman yung ganito kagulo at yung Senado at yung Kongreso na. I think the debates were based on democratic principles. Hindi yung ganito na pansarili.
Our president doesn't know what he's doing, to say the least, wala siyang ngangapa siya eh.
To your mind, nangapa siya. Pero he entered into the presidency with a huge political capital.
Yes,
diba?
yes.
So from then...
Sayang yun.
Oo, ano kayang nangyari? Bakit mula doon, ganito na yung nakikita natin?
Ang akala ko nga, I thought that with him at the helm, he would be able to salvage his father's name, the Marcos name, his father's image. But he's a complete opposite of his father. We have a president whose wife is the strong man. Yeah. And siya nagdi-dictate.
Pero yun lang ba yun? Yun lang ba yun?
Kikitaan man natin eh. Hindi niya alam. Yung sa Senado, dapat he should have been on top of the situation.
What would you have wanted him to say?
he would have said, "Come on, put your acts together."
As basic as that, pwede niyang sabihin, di ba?
Yun.
Pero yung sinabi niya, sort of respecting it being a co-equal branch of government, hindi ba?
Wala eh. Parang chaos. At saka the Senate has become a circus. Yung Senate President will be replaced, I think, in a few days.
Do you think that the situation has become untenable already?
Yeah. Yes. The minority will soon become the majority. Villar, Bongo, Escudero, Jinggoy, and Joel Villanueva will soon be in prison. Will be arrested for plunder. Are they allowed to vote? Are they allowed to? Because in the impeachment proceedings, there should be physical presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
hindi
Hindi
na
pwede
sila
yung mga electronic voting.
Wala na, hindi na
Ganyan.
sila makakaboto.
Oo. Kasi kailangan makita mo yung ebidensya, di ba? At kailangan nandun ka mismo to appreciate the evidence.
Yung game plan nung ni Cayetano was to prevent impeachment. Ito nangyari, it blew up in his face.
What do you think happened that they believed that this was going to go down well? Kasi parang if you hatch a plan, 'di ba? May punto, as we're seeing it right now unfold, may punto dapat na pwede nilang sabihin, hindi to, this will not make sense. And yet they continue to believe, from the looks of it, that what they're doing makes sense. So anong nangyari? Did they drink their own Kool-Aid? Are they being fueled by something else, and this is not based on principled politics anymore?
Defense, they're defending Digong. They want they want Sara there. They want Sara to become president. And of course, happy times are here again pag naging presidente si Sara.
Pero alam naman natin na there was a point na sinuportahan niyo po yung ama.
Of course. In fact, we were good friends. I was the one who prodded him to run. I can say without batting an eyelash that I was responsible for him running for president. And then he offered me the post of DILG secretary. When he won, he called me aside. He said, "Come to my house." Pumunta ako sa bahay niya, yung maliit na bahay daw, modest house. Sabi ko, I cannot. I don't want to, because I might reach my Peter principle, no, the level of incompetence. But I'm very competent as a journalist, so I'll just be an outsider looking in. I'll tell you what's wrong. Nangyari, tinakpan nila Bongo. Binakuran ni Bongo si Presidente. I wasn't able to have access to him. I would have told him, "Bay, mali na yung ginagawa ninyo. Bakit ninyo? Why should you execute the small people? And these are also victims of drugs. Pati yung mga users, and they built two drug rehab in Fort Magsaysay and Bukidnon.
May coverage pa nung time na yun, di ba?
Wala. Empty. Gusto nilang patay na patay kasi may reward eh. And I heard that the rewards came from drug lords who were rivals of their drug lords. You know, the drug lords that they were supporting. Yun ang sasabi ko, oh my God, why? Perhaps I was...
Anong naramdaman niyo nun?
Oh my
This
God.
was not just, someone you supported. This was a person you considered your good friend.
Yes, yes. I thought there would be change. And then during his time, the president, Digong, was blindsided by the people around him. And let's face it, I'd like to face reality. Because he was my friend, I also, I also was blind to what they were doing. Okay? It's partly my fault. But now I realized, oh my God, what have I done? What have we done? The Duterte administration was, I would say, the greatest hypocrite. It was hypocrisy.
Here's the thing. You were a good friend. You're part of the inner circle. Pero
No.
nakita nyo.
No, I was when he won, I was no longer part of his inner
Okay.
circle.
Pero nagkaroon kayo ng puwang para makita yung realidad. As a good friend, why do you think that even now, with everything that has been exposed about the former president, his family, the dealings, that a lot still look up to them? So much that they want the daughter to run and win.
We have an electorate that is stupid, and I'm thinking they don't, they just don't know. We vote according to we vote according to popularity, not on issues.
Okay. Yung mga sumusubaybay at tagahanga ng dating Pangulong Duterte, I would say, as an observer, have the same, belong to the same demographics or have the same profile as those who look up to the Tulfo brand. So ano ang pwede mong sabihin sa kanila? As you're seeing it now, bakit sa'yo nakuha mo? You were blindsided. You realize that, it was hypocrisy. Yet you have the same followers still believing the former president.
The former president spoke the language of the poor. Nagmumura, and then nagbibiro, palabiro, and then yan ang gusto ng mga tao eh. So he was playing to the gallery. He knew how to play to the gallery. Yung masa kapang-kapa niya eh. Because he was-
Kapag-kapanyo rin po yun as Tulfo brand.
But-
So anong pwede niyong sabihin sa kanila ngayon?
Mag-isip-isip sila. Ngayon, kasi tingnan mo yung mga ginawa nilang executions. Tama yung, hindi 6,000 lang yung pinatay. 30,000. Grabe.
Tama, no?
Sobra.
Sarili nating kababayan yun.
Yes. Oh, kaya tama lang na andun siya sa The Hague. Kasalanan din niya eh. Hindi siya nakinig. He allowed himself to be surrounded by sycophants and bootlickers. I wrote stories para makaabot lang sa kanya. I wrote stories about his administration. Hindi nakakarating sa kanya. I know. Pag tungkol sa my stories in my column, my opinions, hindi pinababasa sa kanya.
Knowing what you know about your old friend and the family, do you think that the Vice President, Sara Duterte, deserves to win?
No, because she's unhinged. May sira eh. Kikita naman natin eh. Something is not right with her.
With the impending impeachment trial, both sides, as things stand right now, wala pang napapakulong eh, di ba? On fragile footing, minority, majority, no? Pero ano sa tingin ninyo ang mangyayari kapag nalabas na yan yung mga ebidensya? Do you think that the senators now are actually able to appreciate the evidence as they are and are able to decide based on evidence?
Remember that the impeachment proceedings are political. Hindi yan it's not the facts. Mas maraming numbers ka, mananalo ka. But impeachment should go on kasi malalaman ng tao yung pinagagawa ni Sara. And then they might have a change of mind or they might have a different perception of her. Especially pag naglabasan na yung mga pera sa bangko. They're protecting the secret of the bank accounts.
Macho sa macho ha, Mon, because you have been known as, bago pa naman dumating yung mga kapatid mo, ikaw talaga yung tinitingnan. Anong tingin mo dun sa nangyari kay Bato? Anong pagkakamali na ginawa ni Senator Bato kung bakit nandito siya sa sitwasyon na kung nasan siya ngayon? What happened to him? What led to his downfall?
He followed orders. And then si Bato, as senator, is incompetent. Talagang wala eh. Hindi kang marunong inarticulate. Hindi marunong. Naloko pa siya, naguhyo pa siya ni Cayetano. He was convinced to go out of his lunga to vote for Cayetano. Kaya galit na galit daw siya eh. kasi sabi siguro ni Cayetano, lumabas ka diyan, wala namang manghuhuli sa iyo eh. Ay dumating yung yung warrant of arrest. Nagkagulo. That's the long and short of it.
So
nabulaga siya.
Having said that, do you think the Senate President Cayetano or Senator Alan Peter Cayetano can be trusted by the Filipino people?
No.
Why are you so sure?
Look how he handles the Senate. He's not a good leader. Mahirap siyang pagkatiwalaan. And he should be replaced.
Senator Robin Padilla.
Oh my God.
Ano?
Kawawa naman ang Pilipinas.
Anong tingin nyo? Tingin nyo na anong pinagagagawa niya? Anong tingin mo dun sa mga actions niya?
parang
macho din yun. Parang kayo.
Parang movie At saka mahilig pa yan magdasal-dasal. Naku, sabi ko, he won. He was number one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Tira mo. Ganon yung that's the quality of our Filipino voters, Filipino voters. Nanalo po si artista eh. Artista, si Lito Lapid, artista din. Bong Revilla, artista. Nanalo.
And all of them have this, air of machismo in them. Pero sa tingin nyo po, kailan ba natatapos dapat ang pagkapa-macho at pagsimula naman ng pagiging statesman?
The people cannot distinguish between fact and fantasy. Kikita mo, di ba? Magaling ito. Dapat iboto natin dahil magaling ito. Siyempre, they cannot distinguish between acting and real life reality.
Pero yun yung sa botante.
Yeah.
Yung sa sarili nila, hindi ba nila naiisip na maybe they bit off more than they could chew? That maybe, they have to put in the work?
Anong klaseng botante naman talaga tayo? Mga estupido eh. Mga botante natin. We keep on voting for people nag-umpisa yan kay Erap. And then kay Noynoy, walang ginawa si Noynoy. When he was senator, ano bang ginawa ni Noynoy? He didn't do anything.
To be fair with former President Joseph Estrada, he was a mayor, a long-time mayor. He was also vice president. and worked his way.
But he had the best cabinet. Sayang lang.
Oo, sayang.
Sayang yung kasi siya yung may diferensya, hindi yung kabinete niya.
Ito, can you say the same? Can you say that during this administration, maayos yung kabinete ni President Bongbong Marcos?
Maayos yung kabinete pero siya ang hindi maayos. Hindi niya alam yung ginagawa niya at saka hindi raw nakikinig eh. Parang si Noynoy noon. Hindi rin daw nakikinig yan.
So, ang dami mong alam. Ang dami mong alam. At nakikita naman namin dun sa mga posts mo, ang dami mong Tweety birds
Yeah.
na kung sino-sinong nagbubulong sa'yo. First of all, as a journalist, how do you safeguard yourself as well na verified nga talaga yung info na binibigay sa'yo? At number two, hindi nila binibigay sa'yo para ipakalat yung propaganda nila. Baka ang layon nila ay gamitin din po kayo.
I have developed a network of sources. If I get a report from this source, I cross-check. Cross-check ako. And minsan, in most cases, the source that feeds me accurate info all the time, diretso na yun. Wala nang checkpointsan. But pag bagong source, I consult with the other sources. Totoo ba yan? Hindi totoo yan.
Why do you think they trust you with these
I talk to them. Is this correct? Sabihin, hindi yan kuwan yan eh. Baka may galit lang yan doon.
So, iyan po ang pagkakaiba ninyo doon sa mga ibang nagpapakalat lang ng kwento-kwento. So, when you post it, that's been verified already, hindi lang sa nabulungan lang kayo na, ganito daw, ganito. You still go through the lengths of verifying it.
I was a police reporter for many years. Sa police reports, when I was a police reporter, wala yung mga press releases eh. Hahanap ka talaga hahanapin mo yung storya. And then you check and cross-check. Baka makuryente ka. You know, the word makuryente means baka
fed the wrong info.
Yeah, you were given the wrong info. Part ito ng pagiging police reporter ko.
Kasi ang
I
ingay
still
na
have the
ngayon.
mindset of a police reporter.
Because now, it's so noisy. Like, people get their info from
Like
anywhere.
yung sa Peanut Gallery, naniniwala sila doon. Si Mabanag.
Mabanta.
Ayan. Ayan yung mga, kagaya niyan. Si Mabanta is a social climber. Whenever there would be gathering of influential people, andun siya. He would insert himself in that circle.
So it's not just parang nakakahiya, no? You know, when I talk to the younger generation, nahihiya din ako kasi ang dami ng trinabaho ng mga nauna sa atin. And then to see the state of affairs this chaotic.
Social media, wala talagang. Ang maganda sa social media, fast ang transmission. Talo na nga yung television and radio and newspapers. People no longer read the newspapers; they read they get the news on social media. Yan ang karamihan mo dyan. Most of the information that we receive is fake.
Yeah.
Ito namang on yung good side, if a cop commits a wrongdoing in the streets, diretso
agad.
tamang agad
Yeah.
bistado siya agad. That's the good side. But the downside is that maraming mga fake news.
Tsaka dati, 'di ba? Parang mag-i-interview tayo ng subject, politiko man yan or whoever, no, the newsmaker of the day. Tapos, magbibigay sila sa atin ng kanilang soundbite. Tapos, gagawin natin yung story, tsaka natin bibigay sa
Correct.
publiko. Ngayon, yung mga politiko, mag-live stream lang, diretso na sa cellphone ng mga tao without the benefit of, being challenged by media.
Social media kasi.
Oo.
Yeah. And then we have produced the journalists, social media. Natatawa ako dun sa mga nagko-comment sa mga posts ko. Sabi ko, talagang
Ang vicious
quality.
nung iba, no?
Okay yung vicious, okay lang yan. Pero yung inane,
Yeah.
tapos stupid yung mga, ano to?
Yung
mga,
hindi mo alam yung foundation, paano mo naisip yung ganon, hindi ba? Yeah, vicious is okay. I mean, if they're gonna be nasty, they're gonna be nasty.
Pero karamihan yan kanina is yung kanya na yung troll farms. Uso ngayon yan eh. If Sarah wins, it's because of her troll farm. Malawak yung troll farm niya eh. It extends all the way to China. Meron silang. Kaya pag gusto ko siyang banatan, tatawa ako dahil pag piniti ko siya, dami na agad.
Diba?
Ang dami. Oo. Sabi ko, sige.
So, ganyan ka. So, alam mo na padating na. Nag-enjoy ka din.
Oh, yes. I humor them.
Pumapatol ka din.
Pumapatol in the sense that niloloko ko sila. I humor.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, we laugh about it now because we're able to function above the fray, right? But how do you dismantle that? Kasi aral na aral nila yung sistema eh. And if you don't dismantle that network, hindi ko alam kung saan tayo
Mahirap
papulutin.
ma-dismantle yan. Mahirap ma-dismantle ang troll farms. Kasi almost every politician has his
Yun pa isa.
troll farm. Meron.
May na-unlock din sila, hindi ba?
Correct.
Ng paglalagyan ng mga ninakaw nila.
Oo, meron sila. At pagkatapos, even Bongbong Marcos has a troll farm. This is the age of trolls. Iba-iba. Titingnan mo yung mga profile nila. Lock profile. Lock, di ba?
Yeah. But ang problema kasi dyan, may naniniwala.
Ay, bayaan mo sila. Stupido naman din sila eh. Wala akong pakialam.
You know, we've talked about a lot of things this afternoon, but sa lahat po ng nalalaman nyo ngayon, sa lahat ng mga sinasabi sa inyo ng Tweety Birds ninyo, lahat ng mga kayo mismo ang nakakasagap ng balita, from where you sit, no, saan ba papunta ang bayan na ito pag kayo po itatanungin?
Hindi ko alam. Di ba magtatanong, ang palagi ko ang tinatanong eh, Quo Vadis, where are we going? Hindi ko rin alam.
But doesn't that, you know, frustrate you being a long-time chronicler
Yes.
of the events?
Yes.
For once, we don't know. And it's scary. Does it scare you?
Yeah, of course. But what can we do? You know, whenever I go abroad and then come back, I get frustrated. Kasi nakikita ko, I compare places that I went to with the Philippines. Ibang-iba. Punta ka na Singapore, punta ka ng Malaysia, punta ka ng Thailand. Oh my God, yung progress, malayo na tayo. And I saw, you know, the deterioration of the country vis-a-vis its neighbors. Because bata pa ako, nakita ko yung, di ba, 2-1 pa lang ang
Yes.
ang
Dollar to peso.
yung rate 2-1. $1 to pesos.
Correct.
And then nakita ko we had the best navy. We had kasi from the point of view of a army brat. We had the best navy in Asia, we had the best air force, the best army. What happened? Wala.
And the fact that you continue to write the same stories about the same issues, nagbabago lang ang pangalan.
Yun na nga eh. Akala ko nga may yung Duterte nung araw, pag kinakanta na yung ni Freddie Aguilar yung pagbabago, tumitindig yung balahibo ko, this is changed, this is going to be changed. And then ngayon pag narinig ko yung pagbabago na yun tumitindig yung balahibo ko, pero hilas yung kay I still have goosebumps, but it's an ugly feeling.
But the numbers say that she might just be the daughter might just be the next president. How
Well,
would you describe the
kawawa tayo.
feeling?
Kawawa tayo. I mean, I hope that people who are listening now or sana maging mautak naman kayo. Huwag kayong mga tatanga-tanga dyan. Mag-isip-isip kayo. May mga utak naman kayo, ba't hindi kayo mag-isip-isip? You know? Karamihan kasi ng mga botante, wala silang pakialam. Partly because of poverty siguro. Bigyan mo sila ng 1,000 pesos for their vote. Malaki man eh. They can eat for the day. Hindi nila alam na yung binigay sa kanilang 1,000 pesos, kinuha din sa kanila.
At saka ang problema kasi parang governments time and again have failed them. So, para sa kanila, hindi na naman kami pinagsilbihan ever, di ba? So, what's this? To us, nothing. At least we can eat for a day. Kasi hindi rin naman dating
I
sa
don't know.
kanila eh.
There was a time when the people who could not read and write could not vote. I think there was a time. Binago ni Marcos pati mga hindi marunong, mga illiterate, merong mag-guide eh. Siyempre, nididiktahan yun eh. So, yung mga politicians have their own set of, each politician has its own set of voters. Yung hakot. Yes.
Just as a final question, the president, according to some, have entered his lame duck phase. Parang maaga pa di ba? Pero sabi ng iba, nasa lame duck presidency na siya. If things go as is, na walang pagbabago, how do you think he'll end his presidency?
I hope he finishes it. I hope that the military supports him to the end. Kasi may mga ugong-ugong na eh.
And do you have reason to believe that this time around it will be successful? Because matagal na yung ugong na yan eh. Hindi lang natutuloy.
Tandaan mo, remember Erap, di ba? Erap was ousted by a military civilian coup. Ito rin, pag hindi siya mag-ingat. And he should show up. He should show the people like, I'm working. Hindi eh. Noong there was in the early part of his presidency, there was a big typhoon that hit Manila. And at that time, Erwin was
DSWD.
Secretary of Social Welfare. Si Erwin talagang nagtrabaho. Nakausap po si Amy. Sabi niya, si Bongit, andun sa Ilocos, nagiinom, nakikipagkainan. And then, no worries. Parang hindi siya concerned dun sa nangyayari sa Maynila. Yan mo for a sister to say that, a sibling.
What do you think about, the criticism that what Senator Amy did and continues to do is not something that should be done in Filipino families?
I know where Amy is coming from. Because she was the one who convinced Sara to slide down to the vice presidency. Against the, Sara violated the advice of her father. Na takbo kang presidente, you'll win. Definitely you'll win. Totoo naman talaga eh. But Sara and Amy are good friends.
Yeah, but do you think there's also some blind loyalty there? Katulad nung sinabi nyo kanina, you were blinded, you were a good friend of the father. Do you think that the senator...
She's doing it out of spite. Yung, bitter. She's bitter because hindi siya sinusunod. She's not, she should be consulted as well. If I were Bongbong, if I were Bongbong, I would have appointed Amy as my senior advisor na unofficial. Maraming ginawa, marami, at saka mas mautak si Amy sa kanya eh.
Pero itong tanong, even if she's all that, because I don't have first-hand information, tama ba na idamay ang buong bayan sa hidwaan nilang magkapatid?
But Amy's telling the truth. Anong nangyari? Which comes first, the family or bayan? Yan ang tanong ngayon. Si Amy, I think is doing the right thing.
But even if she's doing it out of spite and throwing her support behind the vice president, do you think that's solid reasoning?
Amy, as I said, is doing it out of spite because hindi walang utang ni loob si Bongbong. And mautak naman si Amy. Pwede siyang maging consultant ni Bongbong. But why? Siyempre may malasakit yung si Amy because she's a sibling, di ba? And yet, wala. And nung bata pa sila, palagi nakadikit si Bongbong sa kanya.
Alright, July 6, yan ang inaasahang pag-umpisa ng impeachment trial. What are you expecting to write about the Senate as an impeachment court? Two of your brothers will be sitting as senator judges. Anong expectations nyo mula dyan sa institusyon na yan?
I hope they consult me kasi sabihin ko because may perspective ako eh. Di ba yung mga sa chess? Yung meron na mas magaling doon sa naglalaro. yan ang perspective ko.
And as things stand now, do you think the vice president will be convicted?
Yes. Kasi wala na yung mga numbers nila eh. Wasak na yung numbers nila. Ilan ba yung makukulong?
Well, I think we have to wait for the next round of info that the Tweety Birds will tell you. Until then,
I'm sorry about mentioning a name.
No, it's okay. Until then, Mon Tulfo, veteran journalist, joining us here in the podcast. Maraming salamat po. And that's it for another episode of KC After Hours. You know the drill. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.